Hey, what's going on, invaders? Welcome to 66 Second Reviews, providing you wild and bizarre rock and roll albums every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Today's 66 Second Review is brought to you by The Art of Stephen Millage, providing you local, original, freelance artwork for your next gig flyer, your next album cover, maybe your next t-shirt design. You can check out his artwork for yourself if you go to his Facebook page at facebook.com/millageart. That's spelled M-I-L-L-A-G-E art. That's The Art of Stephen Millage. Today's 66 Second Review is all the way from Japan. This is Psyclocks with their album Psyclock Shock. This is a 2014 pressing on Rude Runner Records, and it was very difficult for me to get a copy of this, but it kind of fell into my lap at the same time. The story as to how I got this record, my friend online, Satoshi, he sent me a message on Facebook saying, hey, I'm looking for this Mutilators 7-inch. It was a 97 release on Frisbee Records. If you see one out while you're digging for records, will you let me know? And sure enough, I had a copy, and I love the Mutilators, but I got a feeling that I may come across that 7-inch again in the future. So I said, hey, I might be willing to trade you this Mutilator 7-inch for a couple of things. And I asked him, first off the bat, of course, since he's out in Japan, I asked him, hey, have you got Spikes with their album File? And he said, no, that's super rare. Nobody's got that. And the next step was, of course, this one here, Psyclocks with Psyclock Shock. This is limited to 200 records were pressed for this. And this is a repressing of their 2011 release that was a CD-only version. So this is the first time that it's on wax, and the band said that they weren't going to distribute it outside of Japan, so it was kind of difficult for me to get this. But hey, you know, I got Satoshi to help me out, so thanks again, man, for working out that trade. This one, if I had to categorize the genre of music that this record is with my tiny brain, I'd say that this is next level psychobilly. This is some wild shit right here. I mean, this is berserkabilly, if I were to put a name to it. If it shows up on the playlist, when it shows up on the playlist at Zorch Radio, it's going to be next to such bands as the Quaranteds, or later stuff from the Crewmen, or earlier stuff from Mad Sin. There's 8 tracks on this, and all 8 of them were added into the Zorch Radio rotation, which is as good as it gets. This is A++. We're talking 1600 on your rock and roll SATs. This is a perfect record. Now, it's difficult to get. That's the sad thing about this. I thought that the CD version had a lot more distribution to it, and I think it did, but I thought it was on Crazy Love Records, that you could go to their site and get it. I just checked, and it looks like they're out of stock there, so maybe you can find a place online to get the CD version of it, or you can go to crazylove.de. You can find the listing for Psyclocks, Psyclock Shock, and add it to your wish list, because you can do that on Guido's site over there, and he might be able to pull some strings or figure something out, get some more in stock. I'm not sure, but that's one way to do it. Or you can reach out to the band directly. Maybe they'll change their mind about sending these kind of things outside of Japan. You never know. If I didn't already have this record, though, I'd pay a good $45, $50 to make sure it got into my library. These 8 tracks on here are so good. Can't even begin to describe it. I do want you to hear it, though, so we'll be playing a track this week on Zorch Radio between 7 and 10 p.m. Pacific Time on realpunkradio.com, so you can get a sample of it. If you want more 66-second reviews, then feel free to go to zorchradio.com/662ND reviews. That's where we've got them all listed. My name's Jake Noose, and I'm reminding you that nobody cares about your haircut.